Good morning, Moonlight citizens. Your Moonlight King here, Moonlight Kingdom Podcast 76. On this episode, we discuss a myriad topic from letting you know it's morbintime to Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber and Diddy, Justin Bieber and Kyle Massey. It's a very Justin Bieber centric episode in this one. In 3, 2, 1, on the 76th episode of Moonlight Kingdom Podcast, boom. The topic that started all this, weirdly enough, wasn't MCU related, wasn't DCU. And speaking of people who are married together, I'd like to shift the topic to two people who ain't so happily married. A good old Justin Bieber and, yeah, his girl, Hailey Stein. No, wait. Hey, imagine though. Hailey Bieber, yeah. I'm gonna be real with you, man. Judging from this dude's body language, his interaction, and he slammed a door in her face one time. I'm sure that was an accident, but still, he don't like this woman.
Yeah, there was a time when he let her fall when he was skateboarding. You know, she kind of ate shit.
Yeah, he just kept going.
Stood up. You know, he hasn't really walked with her, hold her hand. You could say it's very, emblematic of their bond, the connection. And you would be right to assume all those things because every single place I go with my girlfriend, I open the door, I close, I take out the chair, I put it back, I do everything to the point where it becomes like a muscle memory to do these things. So for him to not just have that common courtesy, common gentlemanly courtesy, it's very scary how he doesn't have that, and they've been together for much longer than I've been with my girlfriend. But then for them, it's probably much worse because they're in the public eye that's constantly monitoring them and how he treats her, and of course vice versa. But I feel like she's not doing herself any favors. Nah. And I'll tell you why. I think a lot of what makes people online, that is, not really feel sorry for Hailey is her apparent, I've never seen it specifically, but because of her apparent obsession with Selena Gomez, apparently, back when, IG used to expose you for liking photos and doing this and doing that, she would be caught on a couple of Jelena fan pages. She'd be caught there, liking and perusing, Justin and Selena pages and stuff. And at some point, she had liked a tweet that said, if you think Selena Gomez is overrated and da-da-da-da. And, I guess some eagle-eyed stan, just, they basically, I guess, took a screenshot of that and kept it. But, she's in that realm of obsessive over the ex that is not healthy, let alone when you're so-called happy in the relationship with the man. So that one is it's a bit, because does she deserve pity? Does she deserve to feel sorry for it? Yeah, I guess so. It's not like she did anything outright to deserve that. It's just that, Justin probably regrets, he regrets how his thing with Hailey probably came about, but it's kind of too late now to do anything about it. Like, he's committed, like, to the max.
He can't leave. He can't leave now, lest the public turn on him and see him as nothing but a deadbeat.
They've got a kid now.
Oh yeah.
It's deep. Like, they belong to each other for 18 years.
This man is stuck. He ain't going nowhere.
And it is unfortunate. It is. Because it seems like, and I had mentioned this even in WhatsApp, it was like a back and forth,
Yeah.
I remember when he had just come out, like, with his sort of breakout / he's trying to do a comeback. During that era, he had broken up with Selena like maybe a year prior. It's like 2014. 2015, they're back together. And then they break up in the same year, and, he's sad. He drops that sorry song. He drops that love yourself song. He drops that, what's the other one? So it's sorry.
If I was your boyfriend,
it's
yeah.
Where are you now?
There was that song, the boyfriend song. It was right after they broke up.
Oh yeah, that's pre. There's an era for Bieber called light skin Bieber. That was just very freshly light skin Bieber. That's like grade 7, grade 8 vibes. So, they had these on and off periods. Boyfriend is when he was chasing paparazzi down the road with one shoe. And he's kind of rowdy and kind of angry and,
pissing in buckets and shit.
I mean, at that point, he was at the precipice of, like, adolescence. Very much giving post-high school boy. So, yeah. The thing is, at that point, Hailey was, around, given the family surname, she was like riding those coattails. But she was not like well established at all. But somehow, some way, she got acquainted to Justin, and she was just kind of in his life, but in like a spirit Pokemon in your backpack. Just something that's there.
A side chick.
Not really doing much. Then they broke up.
There's a reason for that. There's an explanation for like how she was able to like get all up in the dude, because her dad has his podcast, and like he's been okay. It's no secret that
Billy Baldwin.
Yeah, it's no secret that guy has had money troubles for years. So like he was before all that, before he his life turned to shit and he got broke and his daughter became more famous and rich than him. He would apparently pay for Hailey and her friend to basically be touring the world following this dude. He used his networking and his contacts to find out where Justin Bieber would be, what his upcoming appearances were, and he would help his daughter go all the way over there, just on the off chance that they would somehow finagle a way to run into him, to be at his shows, and would be so that she would be like a constant presence, so that it's like if by some miracle they were able to run into each other in the street, he would already have it predisposed in his mind of, hey, don't I know you? It's like
there is a video.
Yeah.
I'm assuming from like 2011. It's red carpet, pre-HD video days. And Justin speaking to a reporter. And, She doesn't speak. She doesn't even say hi. She just passes behind him. Behind Justin walks a then, 14-year-old Hailey. Just out of the corner of the camera.
Yeah.
She walks behind Justin on the red carpet. Scooches over, it's a little bit packed. Scooches on over behind him and walks to whatever side she was on. And that is an example of the stalking, the very subtle stalking that no one saw whatsoever, because it was just that environment, and those things blended in. But there are a lot of videos where she's just there, some random red carpet, and she's just there, and people see her. It's very strange.
Oh yeah.
But eventually, I think it was through Kylie Jenner. Eventually
because she started copying her style and everything.
Yeah, like they hung out in those similar spaces. And when Kylie entered her King Kylie era with the puffy lips and the blue hair, Hailey was well within that community of girls around Justin. And yeah, eventually, she became that, like, not side chick. I mean, they'll never confirm that, but she became that easy girl that he could, stay with when things were bad. And, obviously they claimed there was never any overlap. And while that might be true in theory of not being overlap, even though there was no overlap, whenever him and Selena would be over, he would be with Hailey. And whenever him and Hailey would be over, he was back with Selena. So there is a causality there. And, eventually that back and forth happened quite a bit, right up until 2018. Pretty late in the timeline. I mean, at that point, he already dropped his comeback album, his other album after that. We were very much in that era of I'm the One, with the poppy Bieber kind of coming back and stuff. But still, it was still like a bit ambiguous on whether him and Selena were like together finally. I think the last time they were like spotted together, it was in I think it was in Italy. I don't even remember the specific place, but I think it was like Italy. And then a couple of weeks go by, people don't see them together, and I guess they broke up. And then a month or two-ish later, for the first time ever, the world saw Selena with The Weeknd, and it was a crazy thing. Like, what? The Weeknd? It was a crazy thing, because Selena had never been associated with niggas. And then, all of a sudden, there she is with a nigga. And it was it didn't break the internet, but it surprised a lot of people. But after that, one can definitely say Justin took us to the chin. He was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess we're done. Particularly because, again, both The Weeknd and Justin are from Canada. And they were pretty good friends. Right up until one began dating the other. Yeah. Tough. It's tough. But, it can be done. Hey.
It's a fucked up situation though, man. This dude looks like he got the life drained out of him or something. Cause damn.
Yeah.
What is happening? He looks like, I know I say this a lot when someone looks rough, but this dude actually looks like he's on crack.
You know what? Like, as I said, the whole thing with Justin and drug abuse, it's well documented. On TikTok, there are these things called blind items, like anonymous submissions about celebrity information, either from sources close to the celebrity or friend group or etc. And a couple of these blind items had mentioned a north of the border singer, that's Justin Bieber, who had gotten back into his old habit of drug use. That's very much a part of Justin's history. He did go to rehab at some point. So, him and Selena at some point they were cracking out together. For sure, they were definitely. You can even see in some old like older videos, they just clearly hide together. But you'll never see that.
You don't think maybe it was like, we both have this addiction, let's try to keep each other in check type thing?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was that like dependency slash, monitoring, that co-monitoring, but it didn't work. It just didn't work. And the sad thing is, when you look at Justin now, it seems to be like it's a response. It's like he's responding to his environment causing him stress and stuff like that. And it's probably his only outlet, considering that he doesn't have a lot of people in his circle anymore, because the paranoia from being done dirty by Scooter Braun caused him to alienate from a lot of people.
Except for that dude from Corey in the House.
Yeah.
I still don't understand that, though. Like, how you be mixed up with Diddy and then go on to this other dude? Like, man, how you be like, yeah, I used to be with Diddy and that was traumatic or what the fuck ever? Cause he was a shady motherfucker and he might have done stuff to him, and then you go associate with a guy who has similar charges.
Yeah. I mean, people notoriously don't know how to choose their friends. But it's all the more, I guess, unfortunate when the people they do end up choosing is pretty much, the same kind of person. That's what you can really, think to avoid.
And also, what the fuck is he doing fucking the rebound chick without a condom? Wrap that shit up, man.
Ish, who knows? I think when they had proposed, it's very possible that she was pregnant at that point, but they were together for some time. So for him, he probably thought, if I drag this, it'll get a lot of eyes on me, and therefore Selena's eyes on me. It wasn't a happy, a fully happy period. Like, okay, they were dating for 8 months or whatever months, and then I guess he proposed, but they didn't film the proposal itself. We just saw a photo of the ring, and after that, nothing much happened. The wedding, I think COVID had I think it pushed it. I'm not even sure anymore. But COVID made things a bit tougher, so he got some leg room, not enough to get her attention, and yeah.
That shit never works. That old cliche of I'm gonna start dating this other person, so the person I really want to date will get jealous and step up maybe. that never works, man.
Yeah, definitely. He was probably thinking to himself, like, I'll give it some time. She's already dumped the weekend. It's only some time till she, you know, till she gives me the message, the DM, that, hey, can we talk? You know, hey, how, you know, just
Yeah.
how far they were willing to put their pride aside. But they weren't.
I mean, not very
They
far.
weren't.
If that his little rant to paparazzi was anything to go by. Remember when he was on his, you can't tell, like I'm not the one, y'all. You can't tell I'm a dad now. I'm standing on business. What the fuck are you talking about, man? What are you even saying? What was that? That was so weird. Just like it was so random too. Like he was on his way out the door. Like the car was right there. He just got out the car and he was on his way, and like cameras are flashing, and then he stops. He's like what are you doing? Like why are you here right now? It's like he just lost it. Like what is happening here? They're all. What do you mean? Why are they here? Do you not know who you are? Like you seriously asking paparazzi like why are you here? Can't you see like I'm standing on business right now? Like okay, what the does that mean? I know what standing on business means, but what the fuck was he trying to say? Like,
It's sad because it's very clear in that video, right? As viral as it became. I think he confused the the African American vernacular English. He definitely meant to say, it's not clicking to you that I'm saying on business. But I'm assuming that the nomenclature of, you know, clock it and clock this and clock that, which is used in Av quite a bit by women, you know, it probably was in his mind and he kind of forgot to push it out. So people end up saying, you know, like, it's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. But as per Av, it does really make sense. You know, it's not clocking. To clock is to discover something.
yeah, something's been.
You can't say
yeah.
it's not discovering to you that you're standing up. No, he very much meant to say clicking, but, you know, he's really wrapped up in Av for the whole day. He ended up saying it's not clocking to you. But he definitely meant to say it's not clicking to you. But it's unfortunate, you know. It's a fun little soundbite.
Yeah. Like, bruh, I don't. Okay, let's actually correct his sentence. Say he did say, it's not clicking to you that I'm standing on business. What does that even mean? On what? All you've done is get out of this car. You haven't done anything. Like, his line of, I'm a dad now. Like, so? Like, what does that mean? The paparazzi's still gonna follow you, man. Like,
It's sad. It's sad. I mean, clearly he's enjoyed the media publicity. It definitely helped the rollout of his like recent album now. You know, I think Yukon is the most popular song now. But yeah, it's even got like a little TikTok trend of sorts.
I don't understand music business in that you can sell millions upon millions of records and come out broke or come out owing money like he did to Scooter Braun. Like, how the fuck do you owe money?
It probably has to do with like loans taken like 15 years ago. You know, 15 years ago, and it's not that you don't have the money, but when you get that bill, you just don't want to pay it. You just don't. Like, I'm sure if you had $300 million, 300, you're not gonna wanna pay someone who maybe, let's say at some point, maybe you borrowed like $1 million. You're not gonna want to pay them back like $15 million just because now you have like 300 million, rands or dollars or whatever. You're gonna go like, dag you, like legitimately, dag you, and that's just not gonna happen. But yeah, he's very much, I don't know, I think he's very much like fight the power. He's kind of like a white Kanye West, like in his sort of crash out isms. And
so he's a wigger.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, there's not much that he's gonna do about it because Scooter, he is, I don't know how I can put it. Scooter, he's more evil than we think. He's a Suge Knight, he's a Diddy, he's a sinister human being. But at the same time, he has this public persona, like, from rags to riches in music, like producer / publisher and something,
I mean, yeah, no doubt he's shady, but it's not like he's out here hanging people from balconies or rubbing up on them in baby oil.
Yeah, he's not Diddy, but he's still,
Bro, how the fuck did he get away with that? That is, holy shit. Like, bruh.
Like his crimes.
Yeah, his crimes, man. Like, he blew up dude's car. Like, he busted up into his house. Like, well, imagine you come home, like you're on your way home and you get a phone call from Diddy saying, I'm at your house. You rock up and his dudes are waiting outside. You go inside and he's just there, inside.
That reminds me of the Kid Cudi incident. When he blew up Kid Cudi's car.
Yeah, because he was dating Ventura.
Yeah, that thing is crazy.
Oh, shit. I mean, it's crazy, but, like, the shit, like, all the baby oil surprised me. Like, what made me laugh? His lawyer, dog. His lawyer made me laugh. He's like, they asked him to explain the baby oil. Well, if he's not doing anything weird, then explain all that baby oil. And he says, well, I don't know if you know this, but black people have a tendency to get ashy sometimes. And we use... It's like we get ashy and we use the baby oil to, like, cure the ashiness. And then he's like, also, okay, before I go any further, no one gets that goddamn ashy that you have a room full of the stuff. No. More so, he also said that sometimes Mr. Diddy would bathe in the baby oil. Like, fill up a bathtub with baby oil. Like, no.
Diddy was like super duper freaked out.
Uh-huh.
Like a freak. That's his entire foot. Like,
I can't believe it. He got away with that shit, though.
Extremes.
Granted, it's not illegal. Being a freak in bed is not illegal. But, like, the other shit, the blowing up dude's car, all the escorts, the women, the men.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good look.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Especially if, obviously it's never been confirmed or whatever, but a lot of the witnesses and stuff, one could assume that this thing can be classified as an attempt. There have been some kind of attempts at these people, Kevin Spacey style.
Not quite.
Shit was going down.
I mean, not quite like Kevin Spacey, because the witnesses are still alive.
Yeah, like they all died.
Yeah, that was suspicious as fuck.
Almost in that vein.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just weird.
Like, who does that dude know? Like, when you stop and think about, like, with the Kevin Spacey shit, it's like, damn, who do you know, man? That all the witnesses against you turned up dead. Like, fuck, man.
Real murderers, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like underground, assassin type of murderers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very sinister as shit, man. Like, just... But, yeah. It's definitely... We spoke earlier about, like, Will Smith trying to make a comeback and all that. I gotta wonder, given all the time that's passed, and how the fact that the dudes have disappeared, do you think a guy like Brett Ratner or Bryansinger will ever be able to make a comeback?
Nah. Studios have blacklisted them. The only way they make a comeback is if it's like non-Disney, non-20th century, non-Paramount. Like it's a small distributor, and their names can't be written too large.
Yeah.
Like their names gotta be either small or hidden. Because at the end of the day, they can make movies to some degree. They can, but they're just pieces of shit. More so Bryan Singer than Brett. I think Singer has better movie making skills than Brett, but Singer is also a pedo, creepo piece of shit. But a person like Singer has more talent than a Ratner per se.
Oh yeah, it's just it's definitely a thing. I know you are a Rick and Morty fan. How you been liking the shows since old Justin Roiland's peaced out amidst his brouhaha of controversy and accusations?
Ooh, I will say that when it first came out, he's gonna be fired and all these things. I kind of thought, okay, this is the beginning of the end. It's fine. We've had a couple of years. Then of course we got the first trailer. That's the one where Rick is a leg or something. The voice was a little bit off, right? Now at the same time, there's this guy on TikTok, this really good guy named Sean Kelly, and he's done the voices, as an impression on his series for like the past 5 years now or something. And he's pretty good. Some would argue a person like him was not cut out for that show because he's not an actor. He does voice impressions and that's it. He's not actually an actor, so in the environment, context, that needing to riff on the spot and basically do what Justin did, which is improvise, do all of the improv and comedy and timing, all those things. That's where it starts to get difficult. But right, I think with What do you think?
I think when that controversy happened and dude got taken off the show, they ultimately should have announced that, okay, this upcoming season will be the last one, because he's so tied intrinsically with what Rick and Morty is, not just in the voices but like the writing and all that, that to like,
that was his baby at some point.
yeah, he is so connected with all that to try and continue it, because like his fingerprints are all over that. You need, if you like any studio
comedy style,
yeah, there's so much of him in that you just need to try and get away from it as quickly as possible. There's two ways to do that. One, you either rid yourself of everything he had anything to do with and change the show completely, which sucks, or two, call it end it. Like, that's just what I would have viewed.
Yeah, that's it though. Like that's the biggest issue, is that there's so much that Justin created, pioneered, made as commonplace in their workspace. From the writer's room to, the voice acting booth. There's a lot of things like riffs and comedic styles and, tonalities that he championed. He championed either from the earlier years of, him trying to be a writer and, him meeting Dan Harmon and writing for that website of theirs, the one that had Doc and Marty and stuff. You have a lot of the DNA, a lot of it, like 90% of that DNA. You have it in the show, and it's DNA that was created by Justin Roiland. From the inspiration of working with, I think it was one of the guys from Community, one of the guys who also wrote Community and stuff. But it was from that DNA of Doc and Marty and that humor and the other web tunes he did for the website that would eventually become Rick and Morty. And even the speaking style of it, it's tough to put into words, but it's that humor that feels grounded, but it's not grounded. Like, it feels like you're talking to your friend, but it's like funnier than like talking to your friend. It's like it's I don't know. It's like it feels natural. I don't know how to put it. It's just such a casual, blasé way of like speaking, and when you have these new actors try and mimic that, it kind of falls apart. It feels like two guys constantly trying to do an impression. They're just constantly trying to match up, like every single episode. But you can ignore it if voices are not a big deal. If all you want to watch is Rick and Morty Adventures, hey man, 100 more years to you. That won't be an issue. That really won't be an issue. But yeah, it's a tone for others. I would put myself into that bracket, but even so, what are we going to do about it? Nothing. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It's certainly suddenly an interesting thing to happen. Like there's really there there's no right option, but the option they ended up taking was, you can tell, the best option they could have gone with at the time. You can't really plan for this sort of thing, but yeah, it is what
Yeah.
it is, and just it's the end of it all. That's the end. That's the best way to close the book on the Justin Run situation. From the Rick and Morty people, like, just don't acknowledge it, don't mention it, just continue on as if the new guy was always the guy. But, like, or just pretend it didn't happen. It's just, that's more often than not what a business or any corporation does whenever a scandal breaks out. They just sometimes keep quiet and just keep going. Look what the MCU did with Kang. When all that happened, Marvel just kept quiet and everything just kept on rolling. But yeah, on the subject of keeping quiet and keeping on rolling, you remember back when Donald Glover was gonna be in that Sony verse Spider Villain movie? He was gonna be like the Hypno Hustler, and Bad Bunny also had his own Sony Spider Verse movie where he was gonna be El Mago or El Muerto? Yeah, El Muerto. Yeah, neither of those movies are happening anymore. They have both been canceled. The Sonyverse is dead. The Vulture is still trapped there, by the way, lest we forget. He shipped over in no, not Madame Web, but Morbius. Yeah, fucking Morbius, man. That's saying something. Also, fun fact about Morbius: did you know that Morbius, even though it's not a smashing success, it doesn't qualify as a box office bomb either. Morbius made more money than the Marvels. Just let that sink in. Good old Michael Morbius, it's Morbintime himself, made more money than the Marvels. The combined power of Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Proton, I think her name is, wasn't enough to stop old Michael Morbius from Morbin his way all the way to the bank. Anywho, shit, it's so damn late. I gotta head out, man. It was awesome talking to you. We really should do this again sometime. And yeah, that's all I got to say. You be easy on that end. It's always a blast. What's this? I'm forgetting words. Yeah. You have the good rest of the night, man. Best of luck upon you and everything you got going on.